welcome to another Warhammer React. This time we're going to learn about the Blueberry Boy Scout himself, Roboute Guilliman. Gorilla Man? Girly Man? Whatever. We're going to be learning about him and the Ultramarines. So let's get this started and enjoy.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Adeptus Ridiculous. I'm one of your hosts, DK.
Okay, I need to make this criticism. I have watched now 4 episodes of Adric. I love them. I love all 3 of them. DK needs to change the volume of how he speaks when he does that intro part. I don't know if it's deliberate because some old shows used to do that, but I can't stand the fact that when we start this every time, you can barely hear him behind the blaring intro music. All right.
Monty's, and on the Adeptus Ridiculous, we are all about the ridiculous, and my co-host Bricky is going to be sharing some really crazy stuff. Last episode, we talked about the fall of Cadia, which, there was a lot there. It was a really interesting episode. But before we get into today's episode, which is apparently the revival of Roboute Guilliman,
hold on.
Patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous.
No, this is not the revival.
If you enjoy.
Wait, there was a different one about the revival. This is not the revival episode. It literally says Guilliman and the Ultramarines. So is he under the misconception? Huh. Well, I guess we'll find out, because there's one literally called The Revival of Guilliman. Like, there's literally an episode called The Revival of Guilliman. All right, let's just watch. We're gonna I guess we commit to it, right? Wait, I think this is the base one. Bro does that a lot. Okay.
Today's podcast, you'll get access to things like the Discord, bloopers, HD posters, voting polls for stuff like what Shai's going to be painting next, if she's painting something. A lot of great stuff. Check it out.
Shai does painting. Yeah, I love that.
Ricky, today, what is
Hello.
it? What is it? Like the conclusion of the fall of Cadia? Sort of?
Well,
It's already concluded.
A little bit. We haven't told you quite yet, but of course I need to do my quick announcements. Of course,
jeez, I forgot. Sorry.
I got stuff to do too, DK.
Sorry.
Like to shout out the merchandise. I gotta shout out the merchandise, the shirts,
You're right.
the hoodies,
So
the Doge Van
literally
stickers,
is
all things you can find at Orchidate.com.
This literally is right after the last video. So this is probably the next one, which is great. We're actually watching 3 of them in order, that means, which I actually really like.
In the Adeptus Ridiculous section, or also linked in the description, of course. We gotta shout that out because merchandise is awesome, and you seem to have been very much enjoying the stickers, so thank you so much for snagging a little bit of that. Also, we are coming close to June, and that means that we are coming close to the first episode of the book club, which will be on, again, the book The Infinite and the Divine. If you haven't started reading that or listening to it on Audible, personally, I prefer listening to it because I think the VA does a lot of he adds a lot of emphasis to it. Go ahead and get started on that.
I know everybody keeps on telling me to read this one too. I can't get over how much I hate the artwork on the book. I know the book's gonna be great, I hate the artwork on it.
It's not super long, but still, I don't want, I think our next episode will be on, Wednesday. We'll be on the 2nd, and then the episode will probably come out on, the 5th, which is, or the 4th. So it'll be pretty soon, pretty early in June, so you only got a little bit over a week to get that stuff done. Anywho, that was all I had to do in terms of shilling. Exceptional shilling.
I'm just about done with the Infinite and the Divine, and I can't wait to talk about it, dude.
Please, Sam.
I cannot wait to talk about that.
The second half gets surprisingly good and surprisingly deep. It's really good.
It does. Okay.
I know.
We need to focus on today's episode. That's the book club episode that we're all very excited for, but we got to focus on the aftermath of the fall of Cadia. The planet cracked before the guard did.
Yeah, you thought, bitch. That's not what we're doing.
Okay, thank you. All right, that actually gives us the context of what we needed for today.
We're not actually doing the aftermath of Cadia.
Oh shit! What are we doing?
Okay, you sound excited. I'm very sorry that I'm gonna have to crush your dreams right now.
That's
we thought it would be a little bit unfortunate to cover good old Roboute Guilliman without doing the Ultramarines first. So we're doing the Ultramarines episode.
Look at that man.
The full-on
Chad.
Ultramarines episode.
You know something? In my head, I was legit thinking that. I was like, okay, so I know he said that next episode he's gonna talk about the revival of Roboute Guilliman. I was like, we ain't even done Ultramarines yet. I don't know shit about Roboute Guilliman. So like somehow he's gotta twirl this around someone that doesn't know the lore of the Ultramarines. How's he gonna do that? So this makes sense.
Is it Robot? Oh, I thought it was Roboute. Roboute? Oh my god. Nobody tells me the truth about how to actually say this guy's name.
Good.
Down,
I'm glad.
actually.
Because it's obviously, okay, so there's obviously a few things. One, it's no secret that not a lot of people are a big fan of, well, let me rephrase that. Ultramarines are like, we're like Nickelback a decade ago. Right?
Oh boy,
they're
bad,
not.
huh?
No. They're not particularly bad, but everyone just really likes to hate on them. Like they're not terrible.
Yeah, 1 second.
I mean,
You know,
Nickelback is pretty bad, though. Even when people liked them, they were still pretty shit. I mean,
I don't know.
look at this photograph, right? I mean, come on.
Okay, that
you
was a great meme when it
Please
was
tell me
around.
that you guys have seen it where it's like, look at this graph! And it's just a picture of the actual graph inside the photograph.
Rounds. But point being is that I think more people hate Ultramarines that even know about Ultramarines, and we're guilty about that a little bit.
Present,
We've
yep.
we've memed on them quite a bit.
Yeah.
Again, now so I did all the research for the Ultramarines. There is a lot. Oh my god. There is
there is, yep.
so much lore. I'm gonna cover a probably decent amount of it, but oh man. However, after reading it, I can confirm two things. One, the Ultramarines are not as
Actual pronunciation, Roboute Guilliman. Okay. Oh no, Roboute. It is Roboute. Okay, thank you, Max. Finally, I have an actual answer. After everybody giving me meme names, I finally have the correct answer. 2 of you guys, thank you. No, okay, Roboute Guilliman. Okay. I mean, now I see Roboute Guilliman. So I have 2 from you guys. Thank you guys for the chats. Roboute Guilliman or Roboute Guilliman. Why can't I have a normal name? Why can't I have a normal a normal pronunciation?
as bad as people say they are.
They're
And
worse.
two,
Okay.
and two, Guilliman is a fucking Boy Scout.
Wait. You know what? Now I know what I need to ask you guys. Aside from always asking you guys, if you guys are enjoying the content, please leave a like and subscribe. But no, what I need to ask you guys is, if you're listening to this, I need you to write in the comment section when it's available, whether it's here or in the video cut up that I make later, and just write how you want to pronounce that name. I want to see every bad variant of that name. Every single one.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that Guilliman is amazing. You may hate the Ultramarines, but you gotta respect Guilliman. That's what you keep telling me every time I try and shit on everything Ultramarine. It's like, no, you gotta respect Guilliman because he's a fucking Chad and he's great and he's amazing, and I guess fine, whatever.
He is a Chad. He is still a Boy Scout. Like he's like a straight edge. It's hard to describe him. I'll get into it and you'll understand.
Okay.
But it is interesting. Regardless, so let's go ahead and get.
Do you guys remember back in the day when you go to parties and you'd put, and like people would put X's on their hands to show that they were straight edge and they didn't partake in anything bad? That was Axis. Roboute Guilliman. Thank you. That actually sounds right. Thank you, Zaxis.
Started into the good old blueberries. I feel like some people might have a little bit more of an appreciation for them after today, if only slightly. Okay. So. Guilliman, our big man, is not only heavily documented across the Imperium. He is a Primarch that has almost all of his past meticulously detailed because he is him, Guilliman, as opposed to so many other Primarchs. But he's also pretty good looking. He's
okay.
He's a good-looking guy. A lot of the Primarchs, a lot of Space Marines just look really ugly because they're all fucking scarred up or gross or like have all these like injection ports and shit in their face and neck and stuff. Guilliman's a good-looking man. He's got that suave.
Yes, Hell's Reach is on the list. It's one of the it's in the big pile of videos that have been recommended, but it's up there, I promise.
Look to him. He's got that jawline, you know? And Guilliman, he was obviously, we all know, he got yeeted into the warp, all the pods.
Yep.
He arrived.
Yep.
He arrived on Macragge. Also, there's going to be some pronunciation weirdness. I'm going to teach you how to say Guilliman properly. And it's,
Oh my God.
It's not great.
It's not. Wait, so it's not Guilliman?
Well, his last name's Guilliman. His first name we always call Robot or whatever. You know, his first name is Roboute.
I could have just waited.
No, he's Robot. I'm sorry.
I could have just waited.
Roboute. His name is Roboute.
Guilliman. Beep,
Roboute
boop,
Guilliman.
Boop, beep boop. Robot Guilliman. That's
Robo Gorilla Man.
Rob Butthole. Oh my God.
Rowboat. You call him Rowboat if you like.
Roboute Guilliman. Because he rowboats the Eldari. Let's go. Anyway, go ahead.
We're not there yet. That's the next episode.
Oh, sorry.
Excuse me?
I just know that. I just know that's one of the memes.
Well, our good man Roboute, Ro Eldar Butte. Sorry. He arrived in Macragge. All right, Macragge, the home world of the Ultramarines. Now, this, unlike so many other of the Primarchs, this was a pretty normal world. It wasn't too great. It wasn't too bad. It was fine. And it was on the fringe of space, some other of the Imperium's old colonies, way back in the day of the Age of Strife. Wait, no. Age of Strife? Yes, Age of Strife. Back with the warp storms and shit. These worlds had... Yeah, these worlds had survived. And they still maintained a decent social order.
Wait, does he actually have an Eldar GF? I keep on seeing you guys type that. Does he actually have an Eldar GF, or is that just like fanon? Because again, you guys drown me with fanon mixed in with the canon.
Order and hierarchy there, but like not perfect. Holy shit! Shy just sent us a bunch of different names for Roboute. Bobby G String, Bobby G Sting, Robust Girly Man, Robot Gorilla Man, Roboute Guillotine,
Robot Girly Man. There you go.
G Man.
Huh?
I know people are gonna keep. This is like the 8th time I've done this where like I've made like a reference and I'm like, hey, I need you guys to give me all the bad names you have, and then it happens in the episode. I swear to God, I don't pre-watch. It just I can't make this shit up.
Wait, T.S. Gratchis get in the van?
What?
Rob. Just Rob.
Every
Big
possible
Blue Bob.
combination of the previous
Oh my
nicknames.
goodness.
Big Blue Mary Sue. The Emperor's Personator.
This is ridiculous.
Bobby McGillicuddy.
Rumble Boffin Counterpunch. The greatest little derivative pile of blueberry pudding pop fuckery that has ever glazed the surface of this shitty little galaxy.
I like that one.
Okay, I feel like that's a little extreme.
I like that
This
one.
sounds like she
anybody
got.
calls him that.
This sounds like she got this from 1D4chan. This reeks of 1D4chan.
Oh yeah, definitely. 1D4chan, great for me.
There's literally zero support for Guilliman and Yvraine. But we like to meme it to death here. Gotcha. Okay, so it's like the purple orcs. It's something that is just so synonymous with the community, but not real.
Memes, by the way.
Yeah, great
Amazing
for memes. Not great for everything else. Anyway, so this area in Macragge still had like spacecraft, short range travel, kept them in check with like their recent neighbors as well. Like it was a functioning society. So when his capsule landed, the people, like, they found it when they were just hunting in the woods or whatever, just some regular old folk. And this wasn't seen as something, like, superstitious or wild or anything. They were like, whoa, that's an advanced fucking capsule that fell from the sky. And they opened it, and there was a baby inside of it. And they're like, shit, there's a kid in here. Like, they were pretty normal. And this child was taken to the noble governor of the largest capital city of Macragge, known as Conor Guilliman.
Oh.
And he found the son, and he's like, I will name you Roboute Guilliman, and he adopted him as his own kid.
Aw.
Okay,
Pretty-
so that's where the name
Pretty
comes from.
normal and happy.
Yep, he got it from his foster father. And like most Primarchs, he grew a little faster than he should have. Significantly more than the average person. He showed like insane amounts of determination, intelligence.
So how many years does it take for a Primarch to suddenly look like an adult? Like, does it still take like, 18 years, or are they like a full-fledged adult in 5 years? Like that's something that's really never been elaborated on by the community. So I'm just really confused on that one, because I know that they grow fast, but like I didn't know if they are actually like growing super fast. 3 to 4 years? Oh my god.
Age of 10, he mastered like most of the major tutor subjects for school. He mastered the arts as well, philosophy, history, understanding of human nature, psychology. But he was most adept, of course, at the art of war. And that was a big part of Macragge culture. They like to fight a lot. They weren't like barbarians or anything, but they were a little bit more industrial and a little bit more like... Do you ever play Endless Space 2?
No.
Nope.
All right, that's fine. Anyway, what
did you think I was gonna say? This always happens, man.
Endless Space 2, it's like space civilization. It's for boomers.
What is this picture?
Well, not this boomer.
Yeah, whatever, man. Go listen to the Weekend.
Okay. He's really good.
And then no one's gonna know that we had a whole conversation about the Weekend before we started this episode.
That's true. That's true. Now they know. They just have no context to it. But now they know we had one.
And they get to deal with it. When he was at a legal age, he was given a force, like a little force of military, to pacify some of the northern lands of Macragge.
Like I know that I know any model will look good if you paint it well enough, but like that one actually looks good. Like compared to so many of the faces, it actually looks good.
There's some assholes, raiders, people out there. He arrived and he was able to sway the opposing raiders and forces. Like he gained their respect of the war bands, and he like pacified the group, sometimes with force, but he was able to pacify the whole group and get them working together because he was just a really good diplomat. But when he came home, he found his capital city in like total fucking chaos. A co-councilman of his father named Galen, he led a coup against his foster dad.
Oh.
And this was hardly like a new thing. This was like a Tuesday on Macragge. But in this instance, it was a little bit more hefty. It was all about political power and money that his foster father had got him, and a little bit worrisome of his new like foster son's position because he's young and incredibly large and intelligent and scary.
Yeah, imagine adopting a kid and at like 3 years old, he's already a foot taller than you and is already Giga Chad energy. That would be a reason to be afraid. I think that'd be a legitimate reason to be afraid.
Lots of politics at play here. The long and short of it is that this guy Galen and his conspirators were all a bunch of aristocrats in an old aristocracy. And they were mainly led by a lot of impoverished young people, like the poor. And Conor was a hardcore industrialist. And so with all of his major like industry, he made the people very wealthy. And the aristocracy or the aristocrats kind of lost their power quite a bit because the aristocrats really relied on like the poor to gain their wealth. And Conor was quite...
Is that art from Dark and Darker? I don't know because I haven't played the game a ton, but it just looks really, really reminiscent of the style.
Quite the industrialist. He was very much like meritocracy. He made massive like sweeping infrastructure changes for the city, which made him nearly untouchable in the eyes of the people because they fucking loved him for that. And so obviously this is where the coup came in. The aristocrats wanted the power back.
Oh, yeah, I imagine they would. They don't want the people having power and money. They want it all to themselves. Also, how do you trust a guy named Galen? Like, that's like the Sultan being like, oh, yes,
opposed
my
to
advisor,
Guilliman?
Jafar.
Or
he's
Roboute?
very loyal. There's nothing. He has a snake staff, red and blue. He's fine. He would never betray. His name is Galen, for God's sakes. Like, really?
It's like, oh, don't worry. We're a peaceful nation. You know, just ask our good leader, Goj Vandire. He's like, who now?
Yeah, he's a swell guy. Don't worry about it. He's swell.
So Galen went to town. He led a big old, like, obviously the coup, as I mentioned before, but between his own military force, he raided the palace, and then he got a bunch of drunken mob to go out and, like, burn down cities, go murder people, backed by them.
If I ever do read these books, I really do want to know like the exact time frames. I'm so curious to know how many years after he was adopted that he's like, yeah, I'm gonna stage a coup. Like, the idea of him being a 4-year-old staging a coup is the funniest thing. I'm sure that's not how long it was. I'm sure it was longer, but it just sounds funny.
All that stuff. So when Guilliman arrived, he was like, oh shit. And he let the looters get dealt with by his troops. He's like, hey, troops that I just returned with, deal with the rioters, deal with the looters. I'm going to go get my dad. So he made his way all the way to the palace.
He didn't?
And found it just riddled.
Wait, did I misunderstand? Gallon staged the coup. Oh, okay. I made a mistake. Yeah. His father's co-ruler did. Gotcha. No, so I misunderstood the way that Bricky just explained it. I'm sure that the comments are going to go ham on me because they always do this every time. They don't watch to see when I correct myself, and they'll just be like, well, you didn't listen and you were wrong. No, I misunderstood it to say, yeah, wrong person. The way he phrased it, it sounded like that it was... it sounded like his father was worried about his size, and then he staged a coup against his father for political power. So it's Gallon who staged a coup against his father, and then okay, gotcha. No, I know you guys will understand. The comment section will not, but I know you guys do.
With bullets and just mass destruction. And he found his father in the care of the medics. And his father, Conor, is a fucking Chad. He survived an assassination attempt against him. I'm not quite sure what it was, whether it was like a bullet that grazed his head or like a poisoning or whatever, but he was crippled for 3 days in the medic's care. And in those 3 days between surgeries, between like massive operations and being like dying, he commanded and instructed the entire counteroffensive to keep the palace safe. He was like the general being like, go secure this flag, do all this. And he's like, doctor, put the scalpel away. We'll get this done later. This whole time.
Damn. So in and out of like surgeries and medical procedures, he was just like, yeah, dude. And he was giving orders to like stop the coup.
Yeah, the palace, besides like the destruction in there, was mostly secure because this dude was leading his forces. And it was like, damn, Guilliman's dad is cool.
That's impressive. That's pretty dope.
that dip, buy that dip.
Yeah, buy that dip. Need that dip. Jesus.
So Guilliman then, after a bit, talking with his dad told him everything, who attacked him, confined all the people and that stuff. And then his dad, shortly after, passed away, of course.
And I'm going to assume that Guilliman's going to avenge his father. Is he going to be an avenger, or is that like not in the Boy Scout manual?
From his wounds.
Yeah, from his wounds. And he told him everything, whose blood, like whose fault it was and whose blood was on their hands. And Guilliman's cold and collected attitude was nowhere to be found in the next coming week.
Oh boy, I bet he went on a rampage.
He was not pleased with his just art of like war, his genius mind in terms of battlefield. He crushed the rebellion just like outright, extremely easily within days. And then he found all of the conspirators and the rioters. And he took the rioters and drunken mob and he had them publicly hung in the streets and hung across like the roads.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Very macabre, very effective.
And then he got both the Gallon guy and his conspirators and put them out under public execution.
Yeah.
And he was just like, don't do this. And he publicly killed them all.
Let this be an example.
I mean, that is what dictators have done, or leaders in general have done
that
forever.
rage like 3 days earlier when his dad was still alive, but
yeah, but he wasn't there at the time.
The catalyst was necessary to get him to go ultra mode.
The catalyst was helpful. He had to pull out a little bit of his Conrad Kurz side, apparently. Yeah. You know, it's like a couple public executions. You know, let's just make it that way.
Quirky.
Yeah, that's how you stop crime, right? Learn from your brother.
So then after that, he now assumed the mantle of where his father used to be, and he went quick work to rebuild the city, going full on industrial, and really overall doing some pretty insane upgrades to the city, to the point where the aristocracy was basically all but dead, either publicly executed or losing so much power that they were just as useful as a minor citizen.
And then that. You love to hear when the aristocracy gets what they fucking deserve. Love it.
He stoked. It was great.
Started.
They really did write him well to be like a true Roman influence. Like I love that he is a city builder. Like that actually is really clever. So his motif is not just the aesthetic; it really is like his entire personality.
Like him more and more now.
And not only that, but he went to work on like the actual people, like new workers and soldiers were given benefits and rewards like GI bills.
Wow.
Like if you served to assist in the infrastructure or you were a soldier, you got like homes, benefits, a veterans association that actually fucking works. Like Macragge became like a self-sufficient meritocracy.
Wow.
It was a place where the hardworking and the intelligent thrived extremely well, and those who tried to skirt the law or try to undermine it would either be poor or punished.
Is it safe to assume that post-heresy Macragge is just a hellhole, like just dead? Or is this still in his power vacuum? I know Guilliman has like the biggest like was Empire, right? But is Macragge still safe, or is Macragge just gone? Because I mean, I'm curious about that one.
Sounds like a good place to be.
It's not bad. No, he was very much like you get what you put in. If you work hard, you are rewarded in a society that actually does benefit that. It's not like.
What do you mean? It's still pretty okay minus the Tyranids. What? What? Why am I getting very mixed signals here?
Hey, work hard, make money,
Get fucked over, right?
Yeah, well, problems might occur, but no, it's legitimately like, hey, you do well. And by then, this is about where the Emperor finally made his way.
Oh no, he's gonna fuck everything up, isn't he? I was about to say, Macragge sounds like it, as far as 40k is concerned, right? Macragge sounds like a paradise where you go there, you work hard, you get paid.
Is it bad that like I seem to have the exact same mindset as DK during these videos? It actually scares me. It scares me how I'll pause, I will say something, and then he gets through the same line of thought. Maybe it's just because of new person getting into hobby mentality, but it scares me how his thought process is almost spot on, the same as mine for these. Macragge really needs some Huntsman Spite. Oh.
Everything is swell. And then the goddamn Emperor shows up.
Oh, the Emperor actually showed up in an interesting way. He actually arrived when Guilliman was out to go fight those enemies and raiders in the field when he left for his first thing. However, obviously the multiple planets that they actually still had contact with knew of the new Conor Guilliman's son, and they were like, yeah, the crazy son, the really big one that's like really
He's just
intelligent.
a big guy. He's a
and the
big
Emperor
guy.
was like, I know who that is. But unfortunately, because this is what happens all the time apparently, is that a giant warp storm happened, and that forced the Emperor to not be able to make it to Macragge for another 5 more years of travel. And meanwhile, during that period of time, Guilliman was hard at work. He was maintaining infrastructure, creating trade routes between the other planets in his local system. He was slowly building out his influence into not just other systems, but other planets, but other systems entirely. And so much so that when the Emperor arrived, he was so fucking pleased. He didn't change anything.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
No, he was like, wow, I don't need to strip this down or deal with any of the issues. Like, this is
That's pretty good.
I'm like, the Emperor arrived, he was extremely happy. Like, this is extremely well made. And immediately once he arrived, Guilliman just swore allegiance like that because he was too smart to think that he had been birthed normally. It's like, I'm pretty sure I was created or something. And then like, oh, there he is. There's the creator.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense.
There he is. It does. It really does.
Guilliman's. I gotta tell you, I kind of like the guy. As far as my understanding of the Primarchs, I kind of like how smart this guy is. I'm someone who really values intelligence, so somebody like him who seems to be like a tactical genius already, I really like him. I really like him actually.
Emperor was just like, oh yeah, this is all perfect. I don't need to do anything. You've done it. You're the 40k now, right?
You truly are the Warhammer 40,000.
That's pretty impressive, though, that the Emperor was just like, oh yeah, I'm so happy. I'm a happy camper, and everything is perfect, and I will touch nothing. That's a big deal, right? Like, usually the Emperor finds something, like, oh yeah, this is mostly right, but let's tweak it. Like, that's a big deal.
Well, he might have changed something, but
Okay.
comparing to him arriving on Nostromo and Conrad Kurz's rule, like.
Or like when he showed up for
Hey,
Mortarion.
hey. Conrad is just a quirky boy. All right, he just has similar interests as the Drakari. All right, he just gets the fabric for the IKEA. All right, people are misjudging him. He's just a quirky little guy. All right.
Yeah, it's just like,
Let me kill your dad.
it's like, this smells like shit.
That's because it is, Dad. It's my shit.
It's my shit. I stank it up.
It's my dad to kill. Get out of here.
So obviously he arrived with his current Marine chapter, and Guilliman, he didn't think a lot like his other Primarchs. He saw his Legion as way more than weapons. He thought that war was more than weapons. War was supply chains and trade routes and manufactorums of weapons and a steady stream of repopulated soldiers. Like, Guilliman thought war is waged on the drawing board and the conveyor belt.
Okay, so serious thought here. All right, this is my theory crafting mind here. I know that he thinks that he killed Alfarius on Pluto, right? But and I'm assuming his hatred of Alfarius is because he perceives Alfarius as a traitor and the Alpha Legion as a traitor legion. But you would think that the Alpha Legion and the Ultramarines would work hand in hand, considering how useful the subterfuge that the Alpha Legion would offer somebody who is a logistical genius who wants to utilize the infrastructure. No, okay, sorry. Dorn killed him on Pluto. And then I know Guilliman still killed him, or said he killed him too. I'm saying I know. I know Dorn did Pluto. All right, my bad. Dorn cut off his arms and then killed him. Yeah. Okay, but I know that I know Guilliman also killed him supposedly in the lore. You guys told me this. You guys told me Guilliman also killed him, or Guilliman thinks he killed him. If I have to Google search this, then I will. But so Guilliman supposedly killed one. You guys told me that Guilliman killed one. Yeah. I know Dorn killed him. We watched the Alpha Legion video. I know Dorn killed him. I mixed up Pluto and the other planet. I know that Pluto happened with. I'm literally gonna Google search. I'm literally gonna go on Google right now. I am literally gonna do this. Hang on. Did Guilliman? Hang on, how do you spell this? Guilliman kill Alfarius. Okay. The claims come from... Okay, it's outdated lore. It comes from outdated lore. Okay, so here's one of the cases where the information I have is not completely spot on. I do know Dorn killed him. We literally just learned that. I know that. But I was always saying that I know that two of them said they killed him, right? But neither really probably did. So apparently there was old, outdated lore that has been contradicted. Okay. All right. Okay. My God. I'm sorry. My whole point here was that I was just saying it would be interesting if there was a camaraderie between the two, considering subterfuge and the style of leadership that Guilliman seems to employ, that it would work very well. G-Man doesn't hate Alfarius like Dorn did. I understand that. I know Dorn hates him. I understand that Dorn is the one to kill him. I know that part of the story. My mistake was that I said Pluto. I'm sorry I said Pluto. But I've also seen all the memes where it's Dorn and Guilliman talking, and it's like, oh, I killed Alfarius on Pluto. No, I killed him on wherever. So I'm just saying is that I did know that did exist. Apparently, yeah, an old account from an Inquisitor claimed Guilliman killed Alfarius during the Battle of Escridor. So that's all I'm saying. That's what my information was based off of. I was not mixing up the Dorn scenario. I was saying it was something else that I know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not an expert. I am a newbie, but I did remember that there was a claim that Guilliman killed Alfarius too. All right. Okay, moving on. All right.
Not the ground. Like, that was his mindset when it came to war. So not only would Macrog, like, normally whenever you get new recruits for a legion, it comes from the home world. For him, it would be Macrog. However, he would decide that no, it wouldn't just be from Macrog. I'm going to get it from my entire new area. All the planets that I have in the Macrog system, or something he referred to as Ultramar. Ultramar is this large sphere of space that got recruits from a large amount of planets. It was like an ever-expanding sphere of influence entirely under the guise of Guilliman and his Ultramarines, because I gotta
Wait. So is the entire warp in this sector or in this realm? That's the main warp, right? That's the rift. The Katie is right by that, isn't that? Huh.
I'll do this quote later on, but he's quite the intelligent, like, what's the term I'm looking for? It's very much the guy who's all about, like, the infrastructure and the understanding of, like, production wise, you know.
The
He's
Ultramar,
very
though. What a dumb name.
The Eye of Terror.
Ultramar is a little silly, yes. But
For such a smart guy, he comes up with some dumb name.
I think there was a reason for it. I don't remember why he called it Ultramar.
Well, come on, where else do Ultramarines come from but the Ultramar? They're Marines from the Ultramar. Come on,
It was called Ultramar first, and then it became the Ultramarines, named after Ultramar.
Well, whatever.
I know it's a little derpy. I told you he's a Boy Scout.
He is a
Okay,
Boy Scout.
gotcha. Thank you.
All right.
That means, so that's another reason I hate the Ultramarines, because it's a dumb name and a dumb origin for a name, but Roboute Guilliman is still pretty great.
He's a smart man, and he understands the importance of figuring out supply chains and strength through it. Now, he taught, like, a very specific way of thinking. It's a dual doctrine. One side is about courage, discipline, skill, and adaptability. That's the practical side of war. The other was planning, precedent, analysis, and assessment, which for him was the theoretical side. And he was, again, he's a nerd, I know, but he really got this part down. He's like an accountant who loves his job. It's very silly, but
Look, I gotta tell you, I think that the theoretics, like as he phrased it, like the concept and the theoretical scenarios that can happen in conflict are some of the most important ones to think about. So I mean, I still think that that's a cool detail. I don't think that makes him a nerd. I think that's cool. Like, by that logic, you're gonna say that, like, Julius Caesar was a nerd. I'm like, I don't think having a war-oriented mind is a nerd. I think Magnus is a nerd, like an angry little nerd. This does not give nerd energy. This gives tactical prowess. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's how I see it.
during the Great Crusade itself, the Ultramarines liberated more worlds than any of the other legions. And this is mainly due to Guilliman's love for government. and his love for government.
Love that government.
And their size. Like, he didn't just make sure the worlds went under him. He set up a self-sustaining government system. He created support defenses and orbital stations. He truly made sure that these planets that he liberated would be self-sufficient and useful outposts for the Ultramarines if they ever needed to come back. Like, new recruits were brought in from the slowly expanding Ultramar system to increase the strength. Like, when Horus finally became War Master, I think the Ultramarines had 250,000 Marines, and the second largest was the Word Bearers at like 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Wow.
they were very big.
Damn. Quite a bit. Well, I guess it makes sense. If every planet you liberate, you're like setting up an infrastructure where it can contribute and be self-sustaining, you're gonna amass a pretty fucking big army real quick that way. That's pretty smart.
Hell yeah. And also, it's kind of interesting because, okay, I know you probably haven't played this game either, but have you played Frostpunk?
That's the one where like your city's in perpetual winter and you gotta make it survive.
Yep.
I played a little bit. Not a ton. I have it, played a little bit.
So I've actually been playing it a lot recently. I really like it. I also like
game.
really depressing Polish games. So and that's a depressing Polish game. But I was playing it recently, and I feel like people who really like Frostpunk, which is a great game, those listening, it's great.
You know what? Perfect segue. Cyberpunk. There's actually a Cyberpunk collab by Madrina's Code Tetra.
Game, you should try it. It's like.
Yeah.
I want to sound like a games journalist, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. It's the Dark Souls of city builders.
Oh man, there's someone's hitting the thumbs down now. You know that, right? Somebody
It's the
just
Dark
click the thumbs
Souls of
down.
city builders.
I'm clicking the thumbs down in the future just for that. Oh,
It's a very hard city builder. Anyway, if you're the kind of person who really likes you really enjoy like industry and infrastructure, because there's a whole fucking science about figuring out how to properly maintain like infrastructure and economy and trade and government. Like there's a
Dude, the way they destroyed those silos still always blows my mind. It's so satisfying to watch it go down.
huge science behind that stuff. People make millions of dollars to figure this shit out. And if you like that stuff really like hard, you probably like Guilliman quite a bit.
oh,
Because
yeah,
that's his
definitely.
whole thing.
You
Is
probably
like
also
supply
like the
routes and
taste of
chains
room
and
temperature
infrastructure.
water.
Hell,
smart.
when
He's a
Horus
smart boy.
became War Master, when he was finally given War Master after the I forget exactly the war's name, but the big Orc War, and right after that, he actually like, unlike a lot of his other brothers, Triumph of Ulanar, that was what it was called. Unlike his other brothers, Guilliman was like, okay, Horus is the War Master.
Oh.
He accepted this without any resentment, even though Horus kind of believed that Guilliman would have been a better fit.
It kind of sounds that way.
Yeah,
like,
Guilliman
I mean,
does seem like he'd be a better fit
considering
from what I
what
see.
he's done with Ultramar.
Ultramar.
Ultramar. Ultramar. Come with a better name, you fucker. It does sound like he'd make a great War Master. Like he'd be a great person to lead the Emperor's armies. Like that's.
I mean, we can clearly see that the Emperor is not infallible. I mean, he picked little piss baby who started an entire heresy after being influenced by Lurgar and Erebus and yada yada yada. But he's still piss baby. You know, he should have picked Guilliman from what it seems like.
You know, he sounds pretty great.
He's lacks a little bit of charisma. He's not that bad. Horus, don't forget, Horus is like a fucking saint. Now, everyone loved him to death. Now, don't get me wrong. Comparing him to Rogel Dorn in terms of charisma is like he's also a saint, but you know he's.
Wait, why would he have been a terrible War Master? I'm honestly curious. Like I also. You don't actually. No, I understand. I don't actually know Horus. I understand that. I need to understand Horus pre-heresy, which I'm still super new to. So I get that. Horus was a victim. He's a victim who put the entire galaxy into a shit show. But like yeah.
He's a Boy Scout. He likes making his stuff. Your cat is named Ultra Nyan, and my sword is named Ultra Stab.
Oh no, that's probably what he would name it too. It's like, Dad, my sword is now called Ultra Stab, and Emperor's like, no, we didn't have this conversation. He's just ciphers his memory. No, you didn't.
Wait a minute. So how? Okay, I'm sorry to pause now. I'm sorry to pause because this is not about Guilliman. This is about somebody in the comments about Horus. You are the first person to tell me that in 2 weeks of me watching all of these videos all the time, and I have never once heard that the reason why Horus was corrupted was being literally infected by a chaos dagger that was stabbed in his back by Erebus. Nobody has said this. Nobody has said this to me. And this has not been in any of the videos. How has that not been elaborated on? How has it not been elaborated on that there was a physical thing that happened to cause it? Everybody has led me to believe Everyone has led me to believe that he was whispered sweet nothings by Lorgar, which was then perpetuated by Erebus. Nobody said anything about a physical chaos dagger in his back. No, you did not, Wisdom. Don't you lie to me. I have not seen anything about a physical dagger. I have not heard anything about a physical dagger. I thought that it was all based on just like sweet whispers and manipulation that was caused by chaos, because that's still plausible in these types of universes. So I didn't know I didn't know they got literally stabbed. Literally. Okay, we need to watch a video about this. We need to actually plan a day, and we need to watch a video so I can finally understand what physically caused the Horus Heresy, because that is something that has legitimately been left out in all the information I have gotten so far. That is such a big one. That is such a big bit of information that I have not been informed by, or I have not gotten. Oh my god. All right. Sorry. I will no longer start just calling Horus a piss baby, because I am very ill informed. So Anyway, let's continue. He was manipulated by chaos long before the dagger. So is he still a piss baby or not? I swear to God, you guys give me the most mixed signals ever. We're going back to Guilliman.
It's just a sword. Get away.
the Emperor's like rattling his bones in his chair. He's like, he keeps naming things Ultra.
I can't move. I'm just bones. Get him out of here.
I'm so angry. He's like, hey, Dad, how's it like on your Ultra throne? And he's just like, ah!
The bones just slowly decay into dust, and he's like, I'm out.
Okay, so quote time.
Quote time. Let's go.
Quote time. Space Marines excel at warfare because they were designed to excel at everything. Each of you will become a ruler, a leader, the master of your world, and then when there is no more fighting to be done, you will bend your talents to order, governance, and culture, so that the Imperium will stand eternal. That was Guilliman. Guilliman to his like chapter masters and Space Marines was like, hey guys, I mean, I don't think he knew about what happened with the Thunder Warriors, but he was like, hey, we can't just be for war. Like, eventually there will be no more war. At least he thought so. And when there's no more war, you are going to need to rule planets. You are going to need to be governors. You are going to need to be actual, like, you're going to need to foster culture and people. Like, and that, like, you're not going to just be a weapon for war. You're actually going to need to lead, and you're going to need to make your people happy. And he realized that. Like, so many other people just like, I'm bred for war and war alone. He's like, guys, we got to study the book of laws.
Right. So
like,
he was hopeful that that one day there would be no war, and that they would need to know something other than just how to properly fire a gun. Like, he was actually hopeful that one day...
I'm pretty sure he got cured by Rus and then went right back to chaos.
He wouldn't need to fight anymore, and all of his Ultramarines would scatter around and just sort of live happy lives as, like, governors of states, as presidents, or something like that.
Yeah, more in the idea of like the planets he controlled and stuff. They would be leaders of that area, as opposed to just being like, go out there, go take rule.
Right.
You know, he's very much like, hey, let's go think about this and figure that out and yada yada. As for moving on from there, we also got to this unfortunate thing. It's called the Horus Heresy, you know?
Oh, now, that thing. Yeah, I've heard a couple things about that. Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite quotes is from our Night Lords episode?
What's that?
I was like, hey, DK, remember 9/11?
Yep.
Pretty bad, right?
Pretty terrible. Worst thing ever. Yep.
Yep. Horus Heresy, it's like 3 9/11s.
Yeah. Horus Heresy, very bad.
It's very 9/11.
Very.
That is a hell of a reference.
What was the Hitler scale from the all guardsman party?
What?
Oh God, I don't. I feel like I would remember some scale like that. I do not remember.
It was the fan fiction we read where it's like they measured massacres on the Hitler scale.
Right, and it was like 3 Hitlers or something in the Guardsman fanfic. Right.
Perfect.
Because of how much. Right. Oh boy, that I don't remember a lot about that night. But
that's fair. That was a good night.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna get more into what he did during the heresy. Like normal, most of our faction overviews are basically just overviews of Primarchs, if we're being totally honest.
Sure.
Which is probably better anyway, because that's kind of the point. But there's a couple things.
Rus also stabbed him later with a spear that shows your true self, and that Horus said he would still have, and said he still would have rebelled, just not chaos. Like, okay, all right, that's good to know. So, and also I can't. I saw the question about reacting as a Space King. I can't. I tried doing it on stream, and I ended up getting I ended up getting the stream cut off because it was breaking copyright by playing by streaming and watching Space King. So yeah, no, I can't react to that.
Now, for those huge Ultramarine fans out there, I'm talking to you, Luton. I'm gonna have to go over the like Calth, the Battle of Calth, and then I'm gonna have to go over the Shadow Crusade and the Imperium Secundus, and these are like books on books on books.
Oh my god!
And in that, because of that, this is gonna be very like brief. So please don't hate me. So,
wow,
the comments.
The Battle of,
you know that, right?
I know.
It's already there.
I know, but it's Ultramarine fans, whatever.
Yeah, who cares?
Anyway, yeah, go play Frostpunk, you bitch.
Ooh.
I actually really want to play more Frostpunk. I like Frostpunk.
Should. It's a great game.
It's a really good game. Yeah. Anyway, this isn't a Frostpunk review. We'll talk about Frostpunk. We'll talk about Lima Russ. Go build a house and call it my Ultra house. So, Horus, of course, was like, little evil. And at this point, he was very evil. And in order, now obviously the Ultramarines posed the largest threat because they were like 3 legions in one. Their sheer size and Guilliman's rule. Sure. And so in order to properly deal with them, they had to take them.
Now, Horus never has a demon prince mode, right? Because I know he's favored by all 4 chaos gods, but like I know the other ones who fell to chaos all have their demon form. Did he just never become one because he was just strong enough to not need it?
Them away from the battle before they do the siege of Terra. So they sent them to Calth. It's a world of Calth. Yeah.
Okay.
It was in the Ultramar realm. However, Calth itself, they're like, hey man, there's a giant orc wall coming. We need you guys to get there to help deal with them. They're amassing. So Horus had the Ultramarines and Guilliman go over there in an attempt to work with the now very begrudged and angry word bearers.
Hey, I'm a word bearer. Hey, I'm a cool guy. Hey.
You burned down my Monarchia. I'm very angry. I turned traitor, and I'm waiting for you, Guilliman.
Hey.
Why?
Hey, and I'm
Why
gonna
are they
blow
Italian?
your ships
Why?
out of the sky when you arrive, because I'm fucking angry.
Ooh, that sounds bad
What is
for
this?
Guilliman.
Not exactly. He was stabbed by a Nurgle demon blade, which gives a god-killing virus to those you speak their true name to. Wait. Not exactly. He was stabbed by a Nurgle demon blade, which gives a god-killing virus to those you speak their true name to the blade. Horus was stabbed in the shoulder by a governor by his friend and fell into a deathless coma. Huh.
Man, that sounds
It
not
also
great.
is-
Doesn't that sound good?
They arrived and life got bad. As soon as they arrived, all the word bearers were like, "What's up, fuckers?" and just immediately ambushed them like mad. They completely just fucked Guilliman up. Like they curb stomped him so hard. It was completely decimating to his fleet. And they needed it because 1, it's important to remember like the size difference, and 2, obviously they had the aspect of surprise. The thing is that this is the giant.
No, you were not writing, "Hey, I'm word bearing here." I can't. I saw that as a spicy gabagool. Why are you like this? Be normal. Be normal. One of these days you will be a normal community. I swear. I believe I'll have a normal community one day. One day.
Like battle of Calth, and the word bearers killed like ungodly amounts of Ultramarines. They got slapped, and in fact, so almost to the point of almost Guilliman's flagship himself not making it, but he just barely scraped by. And for a while they had a bunch of Ultramarines leading like assaults on, not leading assaults, leading background attacks on the planet's surface itself, barely making it through or like bunkering up. In fact, I think, Shai just told me they killed 120,000 Ultramarines.
That's a lot of Ultramarines. And wait,
That's
you
like
said
half.
I was gonna say, you said there was like 200,000-ish Ultramarines. They killed more than half of every Ultramarine.
250 actually. Well, there was 250 when Horus became War Master. He might have had more. I don't know. Point being, they killed a lot of Ultramarines in this battle.
I might be becoming a Word Bearers fan now.
What?
Hey, we already talked about Lorgar a little bit.
We did. Jeez, that is one hell of an ambush, though. Like, I was thinking, like, oh, okay, yeah, they're gonna get jumped, but it's the Ultramarines. Surely, they'll, even through an ambush, they can just, oh my god, let's strategy this shit out, and we'll make a comeback and fight them off, and yeah!
Well, they did do that. So Guilliman surviving with his flagship, he was able to start doing like little hidden run attacks, being able to kind of make his way around back and forth, and the Word Bearers were like gleefully enjoying this. They're like, ha, ha, I fucking love this sorry. I fucking, oh, never mind. I
Stop.
Go with the first voice. Don't ever do that second one ever again.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to do proper Italian angry Italian. Anyway, they were stoked because they were like so happy to kill Ultramarines. It was like their arch nemesis.
As we all are.
Yeah, well, everyone has their like famed rival, right? Thousand Sons, Leman Russ. Obviously, we have the Ultramarines and the Word Bearers, the Dark Angels and the Night Lords. They all have their famed Imperial Fists and Iron Warriors. There's always like the rivalry. This is the big rivalry here.
Gotcha.
But he was able to do a pretty good job at somewhat surviving. And eventually, with enough time, he was able to get a broadcast out into the Ultramar system to get reinforcements to arrive.
Okay.
And they did. They were able to arrive, but unfortunately, the Word Bearers, being the Word Bearers, were pretty sneaky, and they were able to snag a whole bunch of the orbital batteries on Calth and fire at the star orbiting the planet, which destabilized the star pretty heavily. And it didn't supernova it, but it made it so that the actual surface of Calth was completely uninhabitable.
What?
And it basically trapped all the remaining Ultramarines and Word Bearers that were on the surface underground in order to do subterranean fighting.
Oh, because of course, radiation, I assume, and the heat from the
star stuff. Yeah, whatever the star did.
Bro, the Word Bearers are bitches.
There's always radiation in 40k. There's always radiation. Somehow that triggered a radiation explosion on the planet, right? And
there's always something like you can't go on there. Why? Because your teeth will fall out. I don't know. Though I must say, between Lorgar being the yellow crewmate and Guilliman being the blue crewmate,
oh no!
Unfortunately, the red crewmate had to arrive, and our good man Erasus had made it. And our good man Erebus was like, hey, I'm gonna do more rituals.
Oh my god.
And he decided to cast a gigantic fuck off ritual because he loves his rituals. And he made this thing called the Warp Storm, like he did in Cadia.
Oh my
god, he made a Oh, that's bad.
He did it again.
That's
he can't keep getting away with it.
He can't keep getting away with this.
So he made this giant warp storm called the Ruin Storm. And the Ruin Storm's entire point was to cut off Ultramar from the rest of the galaxy and stop the Ultramarine reinforcements from making their way to Terra.
Please tell me that at some point someone squeezes his head like a grape. Please tell me that at some point that his head just becomes a... I need this. I need to know this.
And so when the Word Bearers dipped, like leaving all of their dudes on the planet, because who cares, the Word Bearers aren't nice guys.
Sure.
They were able to cast this warp storm and be like, it sucks to be you. You can't make it to Terra, haha. And they left
this
Cal.
Shit, I'm out. What? That's what they did.
I'm just imagining that meme, but just with Lorgar's face. He's all holy with all of his fucking scripture around him. By the Emperor, I'm out.
And then they out, and then the Ultramarines can't get in because the Ruin Storm. What an apropos name for a warp storm.
I know. Erebus just loves his warp.
he gets mutilated and traumatized by Karn. At least that's something. At least that's something. Thank you, Max.
Storms. But after that, we then moved into something called the Shadow Crusade. And this is when things get exciting. Because it wasn't exciting enough.
I know, right?
So Guilliman, being like battered as hell from this fight, after a bit was able to kind of start getting his group back up, right? Getting some things up and getting a force. And this is actually turning into more of an underdog story. Because after the Battle of Kauth, the Word Bearers, of course, Lorgar, linked up with the World Eaters with Angron, and they launched this giant crusade against the 500 worlds in Ultramar. Yeah, Ultramar has 500 worlds.
Damn.
It is big. There's no reason why, or it's obvious reason why he's got the biggest group, because there's a lot of people in Ultramar.
Well, with the way he set it up, I guess it makes sense that he'd have 500 worlds, since he's, he's making sure every planet's self-sufficient, and yeah, that makes sense that he has a
Is it bad to think that Erebus is basically just Jafar from Aladdin if he was like on a galactic scale? It just I don't know why he gives me that vibe.
shitload of worlds.
Typical Guilliman accounting.
Yeah, sure.
So they decided to lay waste the best they could to that world, or to that region of space, Ultramar. So Lorgar and Angron worked together, and they were able to destroy 26 worlds.
Wow.
Before Guilliman's fleet was actually finally able to arrive. And Guilliman's fleet, it looked like a fucking rust bucket. It looked so horribly destroyed. There was 41 ships, consisting of his current warship, which it's not called Ultra Ship, but it's just as Boy Scouty. It's called
the Marship.
It's called Courage Above All.
Oh, what a dork. It's very it fits the Ultramarine Robo Giller manner, but I know
he's such a Boy Scout. It's so funny.
I guess you could say he's got Roboute Guilliman manners, huh? Who's his Boy Scout?
Where's your drum set? Shy. Put the sound effects.
Let's go.
Put the sound effects, Shy. Let's go.
Do it.
Fun fact, Lorgar's adopted dad loved hurting him so much that he outsourced it to a group of people. He only stopped because Lorgar became too big. Oh. Well, just another day in Warhammer.
Anyway, the Ultramarine armada was just this cobbled together fleet of ships. Like, it was a ragtag force, but it was still a force, and Guilliman was doing the damn best he could with what he had, because he's a smart guy. And he made it to the planet of Nuceria, which we haven't talked a whole lot about. Basically, it's the homeworld of the World Eaters of Angron.
Erebus was who arranged everything that happened. Yeah. I figured, from what everybody has kind of alluded. Ironically enough, the only thing I was saying before that I did not know about was the poop dagger. Right? I heard everybody hating Erebus. I just did not know about the poop dagger. Also, thank you guys. I appreciate the super chats.
We'll talk about it eventually. If I'm not mistaken, I think the World Eaters were trying to eradicate all life from it. Either way, he arrived there, and he was leading this fancy two-pronged assault. Both Lorgar's flagship, which was known as the Fidelitas Lex.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It was Lorgar's big flagship. Fedoritus.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's very Fedora energy.
Oh no! I'm thinking of the fucking Amokus guy. He's standing there. He's like Fedoritus.
Oh no! I was gonna say Shai should get a picture. Shai should get a picture of like the ship and put like a fedora on it.
The Fedoritus. That thing, the Fidelitas Lex, was in the sky, fighting off the Ultramarines and the Conqueror, which is the World Eaters flagship, which is much more World Eaters. So what Guilliman was doing was this like kind of fancy two-pronged assault, and it's actually kind of a cool sight.
God. Look at that art! Oh my god! Homie just got ripped in twine.
With the battle, because like all these dudes are fighting the World Eaters on the planet's surface, and normally the World Eaters would just carve through them because they're so goddamn angry. but the Ultramarines are so goddamn angry that they're like meeting head to head. And going through all of that is just like, it's just a massive battle. And then Lorgar's flagship actually like started to die so much that the escape pod started launching, and the thing started drifting into the atmosphere, and it landed into one of the oceans, and you see this like moon-sized ship just go like slam.
Jeez.
Like this is just a fucking bloodbath, man.
God.
But then things get really fun. Eventually, with enough time, Guilliman was able to confront Lorgar himself, and the two of them had their duel.
I know the outcome. I mean, I don't know the outcome, but I know that nothing's gonna actually come of it, right?
Ooh.
It's cool. I like when when the Primarchs duel. It's always fun.
Right? That's I love it too, because they're they're these two big beefy, like let's go. Like it doesn't get much better than two Primarchs fighting, right?
It hopefully not. I mean, it shouldn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
But as they were fighting each other, Lorgar and Guilliman were obviously in the beginning were decently evenly matched. They're bouncing each other in between, and then also like all their dudes are fighting around them. It's like the Bane and Batman fight at the end of the Dark Knight Rises, where like everyone else is just punching each other. The two of them are just going at it themselves.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But at the time, Lorgar had this thing. It was called a Crozius. It's like this fancy like mace maul thing. He had some reach compared to Guilliman, but Guilliman had his like big power fist, right? And as the two of them were dueling, they kept on smacking each other in the usual, but then Guilliman got this solid uppercut right into Lorgar's sternum. And cracked his like ribs and his sternum and just like hemorrhaged his chest. But at the same time, Lorgar took that maul and just bashed Guilliman's head. Hit him dead in the side of the head and bleeding. Like Lorgar's now bleeding heavily internally, with now Guilliman's like half of his face is like fractured, and like blood is just, his skull got cracked.
I was gonna say that didn't kill him, because I mean, like,
oh well, he had a helmet on.
Okay. I thought you meant he didn't have, like, I thought he was going in without a helmet, and, like, he got hit upside the head from Lorgar with that big old maul. I was like, this fucker's gotta be dead. Like,
No.
I was thinking, like, it was gonna be one of those, like, really epic, like, Guilliman hits him in the chest with the power fist, and then Lorgar dies, but then, like, baps him in the head, and they kind of both die from, like, simultaneous, like one of those little epic, like, I kill you, you kill me things.
Yeah, I mean, they both definitely traded their blows, but no, they're both in a lot of pain, but not quite dead. Gotcha. But then things got a little worse when Kool-Aid Man style blows through the fucking wall comes Angron with dual wielding chain swords, and he's just there being Angron, being just like fucking furious, and it's like looks at Guilliman and he's like, "Let's go."
Even after everything that he went through with Lorgar, he's still just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll fucking 1v1 you, and he's still able to.
Oh no, he doesn't want a 1v1 Lorgar not Lorgar, Angron, but Angron he doesn't give a shit. He's like, let's go.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying Guilliman was like, let's go, I'll fuck you too. Okay.
No,
I got you now.
oh no,
I was
not
a little
like
confused.
that.
I was like, whoa, Guilliman, okay. Who the fuck is a badass?
Well, he did fight Angron, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was less of a fight, more of a retreat. Like, Angron was doing that thing where he just has like a flurry of attacks. He's like just beating on him over and over again. And Guilliman's just like blocking
this would be something you want to get
but he
out
keeps on
of.
backing up as he blocks. Like, he can't get a hit in because Angron is like just a whirlwind of attacks. Like
This is like if a Chihuahua picks a fight with a Dachshund, and all of a sudden a pit bull breaks through the wall.
he's ridiculous. But during this time, the currently bleeding and pained Lorgar was like, there's this thing called the Butcher's Nails, which is this shit that you stick in your fucking brain. That it's like some kind of implant that makes them really, really angry.
Oh right, and Angron has a shitload of those in his head, right?
Yeah, you could see them in his brain. I think that's what like his dreads look like. They're not actually like dreads. They're like fucking.
Do they ever elaborate as to like when he is found by the Emperor, why they didn't take these things out of his damn head? Like, he's a Primarch. He shouldn't die from the removal of it. And I know that they stay there even after he becomes a Demon Prince. But, like, why did no one ever just remove them? Why did they just they couldn't? It would kill even a Primarch? Really? Really? I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, they're the butcher's nails, right?
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, it was killing Angron, that's right. It eats at your brain a bit if it goes too much. So he was seeing Angron go fucking mad, and he's like, oh my god, Angron's gonna kill himself through all this like fury. And so what Lorgar started doing was he was like, and then after he actually summoned like a giant pepperoni pizza from the fucking sky, it started raining blood.
What?
You mean marinara? It started raining marinara.
You're right. It started raining cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Hey. Started raining marinara sauce, and then when it started raining blood, and then as it started raining blood and going crazy, Guilliman's like, what in the goddamn hell is going on with you, Lorgar? He's like speaking a fucking foreign language. He's doing all these incantations. And during this fight, Angron started going crazy. And this is actually when Angron himself turned into a demon Primarch.
Oh.
Through this ritual itself is when he eventually started going fucking crazy, and the demon form of him started breaking form and breaking through his armor, because if he didn't, Angron would have died. Oh. So, in a sense, Lorgar turned him into a demon Primarch or a demon prince in order to stop Angron's death.
Oh, to save his life. Oh.
To save his life, quote unquote.
Quote unquote, yeah.
Dude,
in a
Lorgar
sense,
sucks.
I think there's a good chance that Angron would have killed Guilliman because he got a good chainsword like shank in his stomach and like revved it up a little bit into his organs.
Yeah, now's the time you get the hell out of there. Now you run for your
isn't
life.
Great.
No.
Not wonderful, but Guilliman. But at this point, it's when he started transforming, and I think because of that, he was able to get away. So Lorgar hemorrhaging blood.
Look, if you went and you were fighting your brother, who's already a psychopath, who is literally just screaming after he breaks in through a wall like a Kool-Aid man, and all of a sudden you see a demon form start ripping itself out of its body, out of his previous body, you get the hell out. I don't know, it's like, there's no sense of even remotely staying there, because it's already terrifying. And then you just see his body literally being ripped apart and a demon coming out. Yeah, no.
Guilliman just battered, and Angron breaking into his new form. Guilliman was like, yo, fuck this shit, I'm out. And
yeah, okay, there you go.
That is a great time to fuck this shit, I'm out. Wow, because Shai was posting a couple pictures of Demon Prince Angron, and boy,
he's nutty.
That's a motherfucker. Also, I love GW's naming processes. You know, the defining trait about this guy is he's very angry. What should we call him?
Angron.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Erebus, Giant Warp Storm, Ruin Storm, can't go back to Terra. They're stuck in this section. They're all trapped. Okay, without the help of the Emperor, we now need to create like a second form of government in order to survive in this period of time.
What?
We're gonna call it the Imperium Secundus. There's a couple people here. There's Guilliman, Lionel Johnson, Sanguinius, and they're all there, and they're like, okay, shit, we need to create like a second form of government. Guilliman was like, I don't really want to declare myself the emperor of this Secundus because how power-hungry Horus was. I'm going to give it to Primarch Lionel Johnson, and who arrived here with his Dark Angels. Even though he didn't really trust Lionel Johnson, he was like, I don't really like you a whole lot.
How long were they stuck in this sector that they needed to form a secondary government? I know this takes over the course of years, but how long were they stuck in this sector?
Though, with some time organizing this new second Imperium Secundus thing, Guilliman survived an assassination attempt by the Alpha Legion.
Oops.
Alpha Legion.
Hey,
That's you guys, chat. That's you.
No one knows.
Exactly.
And,
who's it?
And eventually, my boy arrived. And you might think my boy is Vulcan. It's not.
Yeah, who's your boy?
I have a new favorite Primarch now.
Conrad Kurz.
Conrad Curse.
Let's go.
I've been reading those Night Lord novels. I fucking love the Night Lords now. They're like they might be my favorite Space Marine Legion. I
Night
really
Lord Army,
like them.
when are you making the Night Lord Army, Bricky?
I already have a Lord Discordant.
What is that? What is that thing? That thing is insane. It probably also costs like $300, but that thing is insane.
Oh.
It might happen, all right? It might happen. We'll see. Shh. Anyway, point being, the eventually Night Lord Conrad Curse actually was hidden in the Dark Angels flagship, and he was let loose onto in Macrogge itself, causing all sorts of problems. And Guilliman and the Lion fought Conrad Curse together, and he was able to hold them off because Conrad Curse is like a savage. He's insane.
Oh yeah.
And instead of being cornered like they thought he was, he actually led them into a trap where he had a whole bunch of bombs detonated onto the structure they were currently at. And he blew it up to have the structure fall on them. And the only way they escaped is because an old loyalist Iron Warrior guy used like an alien tech to teleport them away.
What the
That's
hell?
how they got to to Macrogge to begin with. Crazy, probably Eldar tech. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Cheaters.
Bunch of cheaters. Fucking Conrad Curse like attacked both of them at the same time, led them into a trap, dropped a cathedral on them, and only got away because they cheated. Bunch of bitches.
Yep. Conrad Curse is better than both of them. You heard it here first.
Conrad Curse is the coolest Primarch.
Yep.
All those
Curse
seven
was,
Night Lords fans are like, my boy.
What do we put him at in the tier list? I think I put Kurz in like high A rank. I think was he the highest in A rank? Was he the highest? I think Conrad. I think he was the highest in A rank, and then second we had L. Johnson, like post heresy as like the second, as like the one right below him. I'm pretty sure that's how we had it.
Let's go.
So anyway, Guilliman decided to give the title to Sanguinius instead, as the Regent of the Imperium Secundus, because Sanguinius he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We like him.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen that picture before, Shy. That is the most Conrad Curse thing I've seen in forever. It's the Ultramarines Macrogge, and he's just there with like his hanging Ultramarine bodies.
I love that picture.
I love Curse so much.
That should be his mini.
That'd be great. So, with the new Imperial Secundus created, the biggest issue they had was Guilliman and Lionel Johnson constantly fighting over policy. Now, we haven't done the Dark Angels yet either, but I know a lot of people really like Lionel Johnson. I thought he was cool. I must say, reading this, it makes it seem like Lion's kind of a dick. Now, I mean, Guilliman's a Boy Scout, but the Lion seems really uncaring of like civilian casualties. Though, basically, he's really pissed at Conrad.
Understandable.
Because we meme a lot that the Dark Angels are Chaos Legion because a lot of their group went to the Fallen, which is like a turn chaos. A large amount of the distrust in the Dark Angels was fostered because Conrad Curz is a troll. Curz, with his actions, is one of the main reasons why the Dark Angels hate, some of the Dark Angels went to Chaos. Or it's assumed that way, and a lot of people are distrusting of them.
Yeah.
So the Lion was like hell bent on dealing with Curz, like on hunting for him, and he was like, "Yo, Guilliman, he's on your planet. Declare martial law across the entire planet." And Guilliman was like, "No, excuse me,
no, I'm not doing that, you fucking psycho."
And he assumed that there's like a lot of rebellions started breaking out on the home world of the Ultramarines, and he was damn positive that Conrad Curz is the reason. He thought that these rebellions were a fault of the Night Lords, which was in Curz, which it probably was. And in that area of the rebellions, Lion was like, there's a lot of problems there. Let's nuke them. And Guilliman was like, no. No.
Stop it. You're a psycho and I don't like it.
Like,
you're not doing these things, man. Cut it out.
Please stop that. And like I think the Lion is like becoming a paranoid mess because the Curz is like, he's like this bee.
Okay, but hear me out. hear me out. Not saying that I agree with L. Johnson, but if there is a Primarch on a planet that you are against, it makes sense to exterminate as the planet. It just makes sense to me. Considering how hard it is to kill these guys, it makes more sense to just obliterate the planet if these guys are your enemy, because of how insanely dangerous each individual Primarch is.
That keeps flying by his ear, and he can't deal with them.
Take it easy, Falcon.
In fact, like so much of that kept going on that eventually they were able to finally capture him with a more conventional Space Marine assault, and they were able to capture Kurz, and they held him to account on a public trial for his treason, which I love, because Kurz had one of my favorite dialogues in all of it. I think it was during this trial, maybe it's during something else, but he called Guilliman, quote unquote, an avenging bean counter.
What is that?
That
What?
is pretty great.
I just really like that one. He's an avenging bean counter. It's like what a great fucking name for Guilliman.
Oh yeah.
Just a really angry accountant.
Robo bean counter. I like it.
Robo bean counter. It's perfect. But during this trial, Kurz was like, he actually revealed something. He was like, Lionel Johnson actually did order orbital strikes against the rebellion, against Guilliman's wishes.
Oh, did he?
And this revelation made the Lion so angry, he nearly went to kill Kurz in the middle of the trial.
Oh, shit.
And instead, because of like all of this, and Guilliman and Sanguinius was like, okay, all right, Lion, you're out of the group. You're out of the group. You've been banned from my server. Get the fuck out.
I'm surprised it took that long with all of their little spats, because although it's weird, like, to me, Lionel Johnson is doing like the typical Imperium thing. It's like, oh, there's someone I don't like, just fucking nuke him.
Yeah.
There's someone I don't like, martial on, let's go fucking get him. It's like, that's so Imperium.
Guilliman's adopted mom was also on the planet. Man. Also, thank you, Internet.
And for Guilliman to just be like, no, I care about, you can't do that to my place. Fuck you, man. It's a very he's a caring guy. He's,
After the trial, they said, hey, we're going to try and breach the Ruin Storm to get to Terra, who they just found out still lived. And of course, they were like, hey, the Emperor's still alive. We got to make sure he's got defense from Horus. And as they attempt to navigate said Ruin Storm, the fleet of the Ultramarines, Dark Angels, Blood Angels came across, like, God knows how many fucking horrors during the Ruin Storm. Yeah. Where Guilliman again survived an assassination attempt by word bearers. Because, of course.
Of course, yep.
Finally, left behind in the space where Davin had been a breach in the Ruin Storm, which was visible to their fleet, and the path would eventually lead to Terra, of course. Okay. However, it was apparent that Horus had foreseen that this route to the throne world would open up. And so he left behind a giant fleet of traitor warships to bar that route. Because, of course.
Of course. Sure. Why not?
So lots of the Iron Warriors were basically there to stop them for a time being. Long story short, after this major battle,
Angron became a demon prince of Khorne against his will. He tried to resist and failed. He's still a slave, enslaved to Khorne, failed to kill the Emperor, failed to gain freedom, or died to join his brothers and sisters. Jesus, Selectra. First of all, thank you, but damn, that sucks. That hits like a truck.
Conrad Kurz dipped, because of course he dipped.
Sure,
he was like, because he's the sneakiest sneaky man, 9 foot tall man.
You never
because
see
he's always gone. He's out. He's fucking Kurz. The siege of Terra, of course, happened. The giant important siege. Obviously, our good friend Sanguinius and the boys were able to make it to an extent.
Guilliman's mom is also a big part of why he was great. He was one of the only Primarchs that actually grew up with a nurturing mother figure to make him less of a basket case than his brother. But, like, again, this happened in the span of what, like 3-4 years? Like, you said that he was an adult by the time he was 4 or 5. right? So like what upbringing is he really experiencing in such a short span? Is that all it takes for them to be developed and be like, yes, I'm well rounded because of my 4-year childhood? It just seems wild. Also, I love evil Batman. I love evil Batman.
Sanguinius.
Sanguinius.
Sanguinius. He's all fighting demons. Oh, Sanguinius.
But unfortunately, of course, as we all know, a large amount of other guys, particularly Guilliman and stuff, were not quite able to reach the actual major battle of Terra itself. They were held back too hard. So the Lion, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, these guys were like hours away from the major final battle between the Emperor and Horus. And, they're like 4 to 5 hours too late.
Yeah.
I'm skipping a lot here, but...
I know what you guys are saying. I'm not saying that I didn't believe that Primarchs couldn't have relationships or couldn't be attached to people. I'm not saying that. No, my impression was just the fact of, like, compared to everything else in this universe, which takes so long and everything takes hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of years. To me, the 4-year window of their childhood just seems so minuscule of something that molds their entirety for the course of 10,000 years. That's all I'm saying.
You get the gist of it. We talked about this many times.
Oh yeah, we have a Horus Heresy trilogy that you can go watch for a more in-depth thing. Just imagine if they had made it though. That would have completely turned the heresy on its head. But they didn't.
It would have. So after the heresy, after the Emperor died and everything, Guilliman took command of the reform of... This is the thing we never talked about after the heresy. He took command of the reform of the Imperium. He was like, okay, a lot of us went under threat of chaos. All these problems happened. We need to fix what had occurred. So after tons of infighting, tons of problems about who should be the Lord Commander of the Imperium, Guilliman eventually took this entire throne for himself. Mm-hmm. He led through the Great Scouring to get rid of more of the traitor legions. And he, through large amounts of time, would say that never again would one person, no matter how noble their motives, wield the power of an entire Space Marine Legion anymore. It would now be split among chapter masters, and no single person would hold the entire power of a Marine Legion, so this would never happen again.
Right.
In fact, with enough time, well, it makes sense. And he was like, okay, we need to diversify power, diversify structure, make it so that we can't wield all this strength at once. And he creates something that you might have heard of called the Codex Astartes.
I need to rewind for a second, just because there's one thing on the previous screen. This pose. I couldn't listen to a word he just said because I'm so distracted by this pose. You would think in a series of war, sticking your arm out in front of you to take your other arm back is the dumbest concept ever, because that arm is basically just free reign to be cut off, blown off, or whatever. Why would you put your hand in front of you? Why would you hold your hand in front of you while you're trying to pull your weapon back? I don't know anything about combat. I don't know anything. It just looks stupid. It looks stupid and it annoys me. Again, you could tell me that is the most fundamentally intelligent pose ever, and I'd have no real argument to have for you because I don't know combat or any of that crap. But I'm looking at it and it just looks really stupid. It just looks really stupid.
Structure, make it so that we can't wield all this strength at once. And he creates something that you might have heard of called the Codex Astartes.
He's holding no. He's not holding the Tyranid back. He has a fist out, and there's space between him and the Tyranid. That fist is not stopping a Tyranid. That fist is just there because he's just striking a pose. There is no reason for him to do that. I will not agree with you. No. Moving on.
Structure, make it so that we can't wield all this strength at once. And he creates something that you might have heard of called the Codex Astartes.
Okay.
Kind of a meme. It's basically a book on how to do things. It's like, follow the book. Now, this one of the reasons why the Ultramarines are so anal is because they follow that book to the letter. If they do something and they're like, the Codex Astartes does not support this action, it's like, shut the fuck up, Blueberry. It's Spacebook says this is bad. It's they're so annoying with their Codex Astartes. It's a smart book. It makes sense, but a lot of the other Primarchs were like, I don't believe in this. I'm not down for this.
Okay.
Like, I don't agree with your Codex Astartes. I don't like this very.
Wait. It's legit. I took Renaissance fencing. Better to lose your arm than the No. That makes no sense because that's not saying a better lose your arm than the chest thing. You just don't take your sword and pull it all the way away from your body then. That makes no sense. That still makes no sense. You're still having your arm leaps and bounds far away from your chest. You're just like, yes, here, arm on a silver platter. You're not protecting your chest. And in fencing, you have your arm that's in front have the weapon. You don't have the arm in the back having the weapon. It doesn't make sense.
Binding book, this very binding set of regulations.
Right.
Some
it's
people
not fluid. It's too strict.
Thank you, Saxon.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for them. You gotta go outside the box.
Yeah, you gotta go outside the book.
Some people like Rogal Dorn really didn't like it, but eventually accepted it. Ironic that Rogal Dorn didn't like regulations.
I thought you were gonna say Rogal Dorn didn't like it because he couldn't read, but okay. that's where I thought we were.
Where the fuck did you hear that from?
I don't know, like the meme I keep hearing about him from you is like, oh yeah, he's like the personification of like triangle thing and square hole, and you just keep mashing it. So I was kind of thought of.
Guilliman wrote The Art of War. Some Marines treat it like the Holy Bible. Others treat it like a book to be burned. This causes issues. I would imagine so. Also, thank you, Zen.
He's kind of a Neanderthal that like
no, it's not because he can't read. It's not because he can't read, it's because he doesn't have any social cues. He's just
I thought he was just stupid.
No, he's incredibly smart, but he's
okay.
He's incredibly smart. He's just like he's got a stick up his ass. He's got a massive stick up his ass.
I didn't know anything else about him, so when you described him like that, I was like, oh, yeah, he's like really strong, but he's kind of a fucking idiot. That's why I thought that's where we were going.
No, that's Lehman Russ.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. I'm okay with that. Fuck Lehman Russ.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, because you like Thousand Suns.
Yeah, he can fuck right off.
That's so funny. Okay, point being, after that, there's a lot of second founding of the Space Marines, which created this thing called the successor chapters to divide Space Marine legions so they could never be too large. I think the Ultramarines were still always the biggest, but that's why there's a shitload of Ultramarine successor chapters. They have the most successors. Example, the Imperial Fists of Rogal Dorn were...
I have to just say this because I'm thinking about this now. I guarantee you that like the YouTube video for this one, when I cut this up and put this on, this is gonna have the most like controversial commentary. It's just gonna be people who are saying, what the hell are you saying? I've said too many things that are against the grain this episode. I know it.
Split into the Crimson Fists and like the Black Templars, for instance. Like there's lots of, I think there's a thing called the Flesh Terrors, which were a Blood Angels variant. They kept on splitting up into, I think the Lamenters were a successor chapter of the Blood Angels as well.
Poor Lamenters.
Poor Lamenters.
Poor Lamenters.
But Guilliman basically was like, okay, with an Iron Fist, I'm going to split it among different avenues of power, make this thing work out properly. He talked with this guy. His name was Call. Pretty cool guy.
Oh my god, Call.
And he was like, hey, Call, I need you to do two things for me. Number one, if I want you to create this thing called the Primarchs Space Marines, a completely new generation of...
Is it bad now that I've been watching Breaking Bad that all I could think of when I hear Call is just Better Call Call? I know that makes no sense, but it's funny to me.
Warriors to improve upon the original design, because this is kind of back before like before technology was, I mean, it was kind of heresy, but it wasn't like as bad as we're now.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, make this new thing. And secondly, if I were to ever die, I need you to make me something to make sure I don't die. I need something to help me, because like at this point, if I ever something like the Emperor's death occurred, I need something that would keep me alive. Because I'm the new leader of the Imperium.
Right.
So then, there's this beautiful man, pretty sexy. His name's Fulgrim. And Fulgrim,
Uh-oh.
and Fulgrim was like, "Hey, Guilliman, I'm a snake now. Here's this fancy sword with poison on it. Slice."
Oh no!
Wait.
I'm abridging a lot here, but long story short.
Whoa. How do we go from humorous snake moment to I killed you? What? Huh?
He fought Fulgrim, and Fulgrim slit his throat with a poison blade. Guilliman's throat.
I thought you were just gonna say he stabbed him, but like he slit his throat. Jesus.
He slit his throat with a poison blade, and Guilliman, very similarly to the blade that stabbed Horus, very similarly.
Oh.
And so Guilliman was like, "I'm dying," and they stuck him into a stasis chamber, like a stasis field, and for 10,000 years, he was stuck there, frozen in time, physically impossible to heal, while simultaneously not able to do anything. And for the longest time, there's that thing that GW does, where like all the Primarchs kind of went and did their own thing. Like, we think Rogel Dorn is dead, but not sure. Leman Russ and Corvus Corax ran to the warp. Jagatai Khan was like, "I'm coming for Dark Eldar booty," and he's in the webway. They're all like gone, right? And this is where Guilliman went. He got shanked, and now he was stuck in stasis for 10,000 years.
Yikes!
With that,
I'm okay. Words.
Go ahead.
I thought you were. I was gonna say, like, is this one of those things where like he's essentially asleep, or is he like perpetually like awake and aware and constantly feeling the pain of a slit neck?
It would be more grimdark if I said the second, but I'm pretty sure he was just frozen in time. Where like he probably just wakes up again 10,000 years later.
I was gonna say if he wakes up from that, he's gonna be fucking insane.
Like, oh yeah, no, probably not the Necron variant.
Constant, yeah, okay.
No, the resurrection term. I expected Alan. I expected him to die at some point. I just didn't expect the whiplash of like sneaky snake meme to instant dead.
That being said, obviously there's a lot of abridged stuff near the end in order to get this done because Guilliman is everywhere. He's like the guy, you know. Gotcha. Like if you had to think of the most iconic character besides the Emperor in terms of Primarchs, he's probably the one. Though, obviously being in stasis for 10,000 years, it's soon time to wake him up. That'll be our next episode. Oh my God, the Ultramarines had so much. Though I want to leave you with a quick quote from Roboute Guilliman when he did wake up to kind of get you an idea of what he thinks.
Okay.
So he wakes up and his first quote is, "Why do I still live?" Just to suffer.
That's great.
It's like, "What more do you want from me? I gave everything I had to you, to them. Look what they've made of our dream. This bloated, rotting carcass of an empire is driven not by reason and a hope, but by fear, hate, and ignorance. Better that we had all burned in the fires of Horus's ambition than live to see this." So he's got ultra depression. He's woken up in this modern day, and he's like, "What have you done?
This is like, everything I didn't want. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Don't forget, this is Lorgar's dream, too. Like, the arch enemy of the Ultramarines is a zealotous religious cult. And he wakes up and he's like, "God save the Emperor of mankind, holy be thy name, Hamina Hamin," and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my God.
Oh man. The irony. The
pain,
the pain,
sadness,
the suffering. Oh, I mean, I think this episode successfully made me like Roboute Guilliman. Like, he seems like a pretty reasonable, cool dude. I still think the Ultramarines are trash, though. I
will say this. I will say this. It's similar to what DK said. Learning about them like this. My current list as far as like favorite Primarchs now, I would say Guilliman's number 3. I would say Guilliman's number 3. We'll see where everything goes, but that's where I'm gonna currently place him on my little quirky list of who I like the most.
I'm a big fan of the Ultramarines. Gotta be honest, when you were like, oh yeah, they got ambushed and 120 of them died, I was like, oh man, Word Bear's sick, bro. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it, dude.
Man. Ah, damn it. At least Guilliman's cool.
Guilliman's cool. I like him. He's a reasonable, well thought out, strong, just dude. He's cool. I like him. So you successfully turned me into the meme of liking Roboute Guilliman, but still fuck the Ultramarines. So, good job.
All right, fine. At least you understand why they're everywhere, because they're the tactical, and also they have the most
Ultramar, right?
They well, it makes sense they have the most people too, because like they have the largest contingents of Marines. Why they always get the releases. Why everything is always Ultramarines with GW, because they tend to be the largest legion. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. I think they're interesting. I think you definitely like Guilliman a lot more if you're the person who enjoys the logistical side of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. If you like reason. You like
no, that's why I like him. I like all that about him.
He
Yeah,
seems
he's
like
pretty
a reasonable, good leader. Care about my people. I care about what happens, and you know he's a good guy. He's swell. He's swell.
He is swell.
I don't think the Blueberries deserve this kind of hate just because they're the poster children. I don't think they're that bad. They're not my preference, but they're not that bad.
Ultramarines fans out there, I know I had to abridge a lot because I'm sorry, that's kind of your fucking fault for having 9 million goddamn books on your 9 million goddamn battles. But you know, if I can convince DK to be like, he seems cool, I did my job.
Yes, you did. Still fuck the Ultramarines, but I like you, Guilliman. You're all right.
God damn it.
I love that. That's a perfect spot to end it. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. Until next time.